Welcome to AI Evening News. Here are today's main overseas AI stories at a glance. Next, the second half of today's topics. ChatGPT can now build a memory of you in the background. The old memory went stale and only updated when you told it to. This new architecture, codenamed Dreaming, refines your preferences across chats on its own. A new memory summary page lets you see, edit, or steer what it keeps. OpenAI says smarter optimization cut the compute about 5 times over. It's rolling out to Plus and Pro in the US first, with more users to follow. Anthropic just put numbers on a quietly radical claim. Over 80% of its own code is now written by Claude, the model it sells. On the hardest open-ended engineering tasks, Claude's 6-month success rate jumped from about 26% to 76%. The company says full recursive self-improvement isn't inevitable, but may arrive faster than most expect. The catch is judgment. Claude still can't reliably pick which research direction is worth chasing. So Anthropic is calling for a global conversation, including the option to slow down. GitHub Copilot just got a much bigger memory. It now handles a 1 million token context window, so it can hold whole code bases at once. It also adds a configurable reasoning dial, so you choose how hard it thinks per task. That lands in VS Code, the Copilot CLI, and the Copilot app. The trade-off is cost, since bigger context and deeper reasoning burn more credits. So the advice is to crank it up only when the problem is genuinely hard. NVIDIA open-sourced its new flagship, Nemotron 3 Ultra. It's a 550 billion parameter model, but only 55 billion are active at once. It's tuned for long-running agents that reason and orchestrate across many steps. The headline isn't just raw smarts. It finishes tasks using up to 30% fewer tokens. The weights are on Hugging Face, with free time-limited access on a couple of platforms. Open models keep getting cheaper to actually run. NVIDIA also released a safety model, Nemotron 3.5 Content Safety. It's fine-tuned on Google's Gemma 3.4b and moderates in a single pass. In one inference, it reads the user prompt, any image, and the assistant's reply together. You can define policies in plain language, and a think mode shows its reasoning. The model and a matching multimodal dataset are open on Hugging Face. It's the unglamorous layer that keeps agents inside the lines. Claude Code changed one small but telling thing. Its dynamic workflow trigger word is no longer workflow, it's now ultracode. The reason is simple. People say workflow constantly, so it kept firing by accident. That feature lets Claude write orchestration scripts and launch many sub-agents in parallel. It's still a research preview, but the rename says a lot about how often it triggered. Now you say the magic word on purpose. Google's Magenta team turned music generation into something you can play live. Realtime 2 streams audio as you steer it with MIDI, audio clips, or text prompts. It cut control latency from about 3 seconds down to roughly 200 milliseconds. There are 2 sizes, a 2.4 billion base model and a tiny 230 million one. And it runs locally on Apple Silicon through a new engine. No cloud needed. This is generative music as a real-time instrument. Arena.ai turned its chatbot into an agent that gets things done. Agent mode plans and runs multi-step tasks with web search, a bash sandbox, and a file system. It can build sites, do research, and debug code. And coding alone is 29% of usage. It also launched an Agent Arena leaderboard, ranked on over 300,000 real user tasks. Right now, OpenAI's GPT 5.5 sits at number 1. It's a ranking built on what models actually do, not benchmarks. Guide Labs launched Clarity, which it calls the first inherently interpretable AI platform. Most models are black boxes, but Clarity is built to explain itself from the inside. It can show the human concepts behind an answer and cite the closest training data. You can even steer a concept up or down to change the reply without touching the prompt. It's an invite-only research preview powered by their Stirling 8B model. The pitch is simple: an AI that shows its work. NotebookLM now shows exactly where each answer came from. Source attribution reveals the formula behind a generated output, the prompts it used, and the specific sources it pulled. If something looks off, you hit iterate and tweak it on the spot. It turns a black box summary into something you can audit and adjust. For research notes, that's the difference between trusting it and verifying it. See the sources, then make it yours. If this briefing helped, subscribe so tomorrow's signal finds you first.